Hello and welcome to the Music Shack podcast. This is episode number 50. This week you're joined by myself, Bruce,
Ron,
and Ed.
It has spiked the intro there, bud.
Hey, you got to. Anyway.
All right.
Hope everybody had a great 4th.
Everyone still got their fingers.
Yeah.
I would hope so. But
Let's jump right in and look what we got featured for the week.
yeah, let's do
Sure.
something a little different this week.
Change it up.
All right, then, Ed, why don't you kick us off?
Yes, I had noise.
Do tell.
All right. All right, so I had Heritage's Anti-Shave EP.
Lovely.
Yes.
Sorry.
My man just cracked his knuckles. All right. Straight up ADD, huh? I'm gonna
Anti-Shave
hate
EP.
this. Yes. Just solid fucking EP.
Solid.
I
It was
actually like this
wonderful
one a
all
lot.
the way through.
Yeah.
I got a lot of like early 2010 like dubstep vibes out of it.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It was nasty.
This is the stuff I grew up on.
The title track was sick. Also, Get Up On It was sick.
Can agree.
Yes.
I think my favorite one off of it was Casablanca.
And then I had another EP. It was Bear Grillz, Rest in Peace EP. Just another just sick EP.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking Necks, No Cap, Bad Boy, End of the World. All 4 songs. Those standouts,
Solid.
unfortunately.
No, no standouts, but it was
Yeah.
solid.
I mean, personally, I actually love no Cap. But I actually love the entire EP, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I like the Heritage one more.
Gotcha.
I did enjoy that one a little bit more,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're both amazing.
I like the cover art. Okay. I like the cover art for the Bear Grillz EP.
Yeah, that was very good.
It's good cover art. But moving on,
Yes.
let's jump to Bruce.
Bruce.
All right.
We'll dial it up just a little bit.
Just the hair.
Just a hair. Just enough to give you a wolf bite by Suidakra.
The segue.
German melodic death metal.
9-track album. Lovely.
Yeah, this was actually enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
They actually incorporate some banjo and bagpipes in this,
Yeah.
which is odd.
Yeah, I thought it was sick.
Banjo in a metal song.
Hey,
Works
man,
though.
Yeah,
Because they treat it like an acoustic guitar more than anything.
You gotta try it. You gotta try
which
new
it
things.
was very fun. After I listened to the album, I went to their About and read about them, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, they're known for their use of instruments such as the bagpipe, banjo, and tin whistle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what else isn't to like about them then?
And their band name is actually their guitarist's first name backwards.
Okay.
Fun. Just I saw that and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's Arcadius, which is why it's Suidakra. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Creative.
That's cool.
That's his first name?
Arcadius.
That's a cool first name.
It is.
But yeah, the first track on the album I thought was great.
Life in Chains.
Yes.
Lovely.
Along with Crossing Over.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So those were like my 2 standouts really. But again, solid album.
I like Resurgence a lot. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, 9 songs,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I guess, in terms of death metal, that's kind of standard. It's about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Although I got more like core vibes out of the guitars, just because of like the way the melodies were. Drum wise, like it was more death-esque, more death metal-esque, which I guess is why it vibes that way. But to me, it just didn't seem like it was purely death metal, but it had like, because I had like roots of other things.
Mm-hmm.
But
How about you, Ron? What'd you bring to the table?
I give you guys the new Born of Osiris.
Yeah.
Angel or alien?
Both.
I love this. Yeah, I was waiting for this.
Oh, this is.
I forgot. I didn't
beautiful.
mention it. I didn't mention it last week
Yes.
because I forgot it was dropping and it wasn't on the list. So when it dropped, I was like, "Oh right, that's a thing happening." It's boo. When that's just it's intensity. It's heaviness. It's melodic when it comes to guitars. It's chunky. It's that Phrygian style that they do well.
And I forget which song
It's
it
55
was.
minutes without a skippable.
Yes.
And
I
forget
can't give you a standout. I've listened through the album multiple times trying to find one, but the whole album.
The whole album is so good.
It's so
It's
good.
55 minutes without a skippable. Like that.
It's 14 songs, and you can't skip a single one.
And I can't remember which song it was.
Doesn't make
but
sense.
one of them just. Like at some point, I just heard jazz in the background and I was like,
Oh, that's at the end of Poster Child. They
Yeah.
actually incorporated a freaking saxophone
Why not?
just in the outro.
it came along and I was
Why
like,
not? Dude, it's
well, that's
2021.
perfect.
Like,
That's the opening track, by the way.
I mean, we've listened to albums this year that incorporated, what is it, acid house synths in metal.
Yep.
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
And metal in electronic hip hop stuff. Like,
Yes.
It's just a thing now. And I'm okay with it.
It's 2021. You got to mash that shit together. Why wait for somebody to make a mashup?
Just make it yourself.
Exactly. Just don't go micro demo.
Ludens. Yeah, this was just this is just amazing. I'm curious to see how well it's gonna hold up like 5 months down the line.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be a good one to have just anywhere.
Mhm.
I think. Yeah, I love Born of Osiris. There's a lot of different styles on here they're trying in terms of like just how guitars feel and structure, but it's pretty much just what they do, which is that Phrygian metalcore style that they are known to do, and it works. And I like the blend. I think it's great. So yeah, that's what I had.
All right.
Don't think I had any singles. No, I think I gave you guys one. Did I?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna double check. Did not.
There we go.
Just odd. I usually have at least one.
Yeah. And normally I'd give one, but I didn't have time. So moving on.
Moving on. We're gonna do something that we have been wanting to do. Actually, we didn't. I don't think we did it last year.
Yeah, but I think Bruce wants to speak first.
Looking to start a podcast? Buzzsprout makes it really easy. Get your show listed on every major podcast platform with little hassle. You will join over 100,000 other podcasters already using Buzzsprout. You'll get a really good website with audio widgets you can use on other websites, tools to help you promote your show, detailed analytics, and more. Follow the link to get started. It'll let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. If you sign up for a paid plan, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card, and you'll be directly supporting us here at Music Shack Pod. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to get a podcast out there. All right, let's kick off into our top fives for the first half of 2021. And starting us off, I'll go with
This was hard.
yeah. It was hard to go for the
Jeez.
top five.
What are you?
Now this is our top five for music that released in 2021.
From January to June
Yep.
Yes. June
So-
30th or 31st.
30th.
30th would be the cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember how many days.
So
it is.
starting us off, I've got at my number one spot, Nowhere Generation by Rise Against.
I somehow expected that.
Which, I mean, isn't very surprising. They're one of my favorite bands. Something I was waiting for once they dropped.
Gee, as if it doesn't play a part in both of ours.
What do you mean?
Look, I can guarantee
Mine's
you
100% objective.
this is note by note. This is the best album. No, but this is all opinionated. But yeah, I mean, I just loved it too much to go all the way through. I've listened to it so much.
All right.
Sitting at number two, I've got Versatile by Pop Evil.
Ooh, okay.
I've listened to that a lot. At number 3, we've got Winterbane by Frozen Crown. Number 4, we've got Creatures of the Dark Realm by Bloodbound. At 5, I've got the newest album that Rob Zombie dropped because I can't remember the name and I'm not going to read it because I have the abbreviation. And then
It's a Kool-Aid something conspiracy theory or whatever.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid something conspiracy is what I'm gonna call it. The Kool-Aid conspiracy.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Just
good.
got the abbreviation of TLIKAEC.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I want to hear from Ed.
All right. So for number 1, I got Aaron Jones, "Child of the State."
Okay.
Just love the album, the soulfulness and the grit, like all working together. Just phenomenal album. Number 2, I got Architects, "For Those That Wish to Exist." Number 3, I have J. Cole's "Off Season." Number 4, I have Bugsy Malone's "The Resurrection." And at number 5, I couldn't decide. I came up with a tie. It's Me, You, and Sixes.
Me, you at 6.
Me, You at 6.
Suck a punch.
Sucker Punch, and While She Sleeps, Sleep Society. I couldn't pick.
You and I have a very similar list, Ed.
That's because mine was objective.
You and I have a very similar list. Because at number 1, I had Architects
Okay.
with For Those Who Wish to Exist. Number 2, I had Yumi at 6 with Suck a Punch. Number 3, I had While She Sleeps with Sleep Society. I wanted to put that number 2, but it's like I don't want to do back to back, and it's kind of hard for me to really choose between. So I was like, I'm gonna just do this. And number 4, I had J. Cole with The Off Season. And number 5, I had NF with Clouds.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's been one hell of a half this year so far.
Mhm. It's been hard to put these lists together.
Yeah. In hindsight, I should have set a top 10. But
You should have.
next time.
Okay.
Next
We'll
time.
do a
we'll-
top 10 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Who says there'll be a next time, so? Honorable mentions?
Who wants to start us off?
Well, we know Ron's going last.
I got a few.
I think Ron and I might have an equal amount of
all right,
honorable
well then.
mentions.
I have 8. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Yeah, I have 8 on here.
I have 9.
Okay, so yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, Ed.
All right, so I have Conway the Machines, La Maquina, Royal Bloods, Typhoons.
I love that you always say it wrong.
I can barely speak English.
I know.
Terrible. Maggie Leidman's Paranoia. 2 Feet's Max Mako's Dead, right? Zoo's Dreamland 2021. S.J. Lewis's Times, and Van Jess's Homegrown. Those would be my honorable mentions. And I shall take a break while Ron reads, because Bruce is playing with a dog.
Yeah, I definitely liked the Maggie Leibman one. Was really good. Paranoia. I forgot that came out this year. I'm gonna go back through that now.
Yeah.
That was actually really good. So on my honorable mentions, I had Rob Zombie. I had the Orion Experience with Sugar Deluxe, actually.
Okay.
Nothing Nowhere with Trauma Factory. I still love that album.
That is a good album.
That I play that every now and again, just to go back to something. And I can't skip it. Love and Death with Perfectly Preserved. I have a revamp on here, actually. I have the Falling in Reverse, I'm Not a Vampire revamp. Just because I love the way the rest of it's done. Like I actually, it might just be that single song, but I have that on here. So, because the whole thing, the way it's redone, it feels like a whole episodic thing that could go on. George Reagan, the Dead Son with The Abyss. That's Johnny Three Tears from Hollywood Undead doing a solo thing. I love it personally. I think it's cool that he branched out and did, lighter tonality in terms of instruments for his, for a different genre. But like lyrically, it's still, impactful. I have Ganja White Knight on here with Dark Wobble. I had to. And then I have the instrumental version of No Eternity in Gold by Like Moss to Flames. That's just what I wrote.
All right.
There are more.
There definitely are.
But that's just what I wrote on top of it.
And we did leave the EPs off of it.
Yes.
So, because we're talking albums.
So, Bruce.
All right, so my honorable mentions start off with Reborn by Ectomorph.
I kind of feeling that was going to be on there.
That was my number 6.
Oh, okay.
I got Guns Don't Cry by Stormseeker.
Ooh, that's
I
right.
also had Sugar Deluxe by the Orion Experience. Songs of Death and Destruction, Resurrection by Demon Hunter.
Which is a bunch of acoustic versions of older stuff they've done in the past, and some newer ones, I think. That is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. I Will Be Gone by Primal Fear.
That was good.
Final Days by Orden Ogan. That was a very good one.
Yeah, I'm still surprised I enjoyed that one as much as I did.
Mhm. And then I also had Lustful Sacrament by Perturbator.
Ooh. Yeah, there was so many good things.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of what we have shares a similarity between, or shares a common theme of being just like very high energy and well thought out in terms of lyrical content, which I feel are just, those are always key points
Yes.
that you need.
Energy plus thought out lyrics equals successful music.
And that's not always the case for like perfection, because some songs are just stupid lyrics that are still really funny and really high energy. It happens.
Stupid lyrics are fun though.
Right. That's what
There's
I'm saying.
plenty of stupid songs I put on after the pod while wrapping up.
And they work.
Yeah, and I know Bruce has plenty of
I
stupid
got
songs.
plenty that
he-
I play because one, it always gets a laugh out of people. I mean, yeah, you got happy songs that'll make people happy, but just having something stupid and to the point, it always makes people happy.
Yeah. Or the folk section of We Butter the Butter's version of Hypa Hypa, which I still.
It's so good.
Dude, it's just the fact that the whole thing is just so heavy.
And then it breaks into
It's just
German
such
polka.
a
It's
180
like-
switch.
You're like,
Even like I remember Bruce just going, "What the fuck?"
and Bruce doesn't do that.
No,
It's
he doesn't.
Such
Bruce
a
puts on the
180
songs that make you
switch.
go, what the fuck?
It's
Right. For once, I threw him for a loop. It was great. That was still funny. I actually listened to some of their 2 of their newer stuff.
Yeah?
Their newer singles. They're good.
Yeah.
They're. I'm gonna keep an eye out for them.
Well, I mean, they butter the bread with butter.
Exactly.
Of course.
Do a good job of it too. It's evenly spread out.
All right.
So yeah, like I said, a lot of it's just there's so much time and effort put into these. And a good example I'm going to bring it up again is Clouds by NF. He calls it a mixtape. To me, it's not a mixtape. It's just it's a full record. Before he comes out with an actual record he wants to call a record, which I'm still waiting for.
Well, typically a mixtape is a album that the engineer doesn't get paid for, or a producer.
But like in parentheses, he calls it the mixtape.
Oh, okay.
So, but like to me, it's so well done, and there was so much time and effort put into it that I don't feel it's justifiable to call it a mixtape.
Gotcha.
So like that's just another good example. Yeah, that's pretty much like what everything consists of that we have. So yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for the next half of this year to bring out more good music.
All right.
So can jump into intermittent listening then.
Sure.
I've been kind of
All right.
not
Well,
too many places.
believe it or not, I've listened to a little bit of Five Finger Death Punch.
Really?
Oh.
Which, like, Two
songs.
Okay.
Just on occasion, I listened to them about 2 or 3 times this week. Bit Off.
Oh, I love that one.
And Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
Pretty much my 2
They
favorites.
kind of coincide, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Oh yeah.
They're like 2 sides of the same coin almost.
Yes.
That's interesting to think about.
I ran through Tech Nine and Hush's Blight EP because it's just a phenomenal set. Naturally, putting the list together, I ran through albums that I listed. Obviously, I was listening to Juicy J because you heard
the lyrics.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And I don't know, man. That's pretty much where I've been.
Yeah, Rum Ahoy has been in my head rent free as of late.
All right.
Time to Party is still one of my favorite things to listen to, just for a good mood, and it's metal, but it's pirate metal, and it's fun pirate metal. Treasure Gun's still my favorite song off the whole thing, but like that's been in my head rent free lately. Like at work randomly it pops into my head. It's like, you know what, I'm just gonna play it. So I listened to that one night when I closed.
Yeah, I can't list all the music that plays in my head.
I can't either. There's a lot.
It's been about 5 songs that played in my head since we started recording.
Same.
So
that's kind of where I've been, just because that's what I can remember anyway. I 5 by Hollywood Undead, which is a 2017 release. Still a masterful record. I think that's probably still my second favorite. Obviously next to Swan Songs, because Swan Songs is still the best one they've ever released. But I do think that 5 is right next to it at number 2. So I played that this morning on my way to work, and to me, it's no skippable. Like that just holds up so well for being 4 years old.
So this is delayed.
Oh.
I actually found a standout
From
Angel or Alien.
Okay. Which one?
Truth and Denial.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's kind of where I've been at that I can think of off the top of my head and remember, but yeah. Kind of what I've been going through lately. And a little bit of Five Finger Death Punch. Because Fate's still a good record. What about you, Bruce?
So I mean, I've got the usual stuff. Listen to a bunch of the Unguided, a bunch of the songs by Beyond the Black, because I just love them. They're some of my favorite bands now. Listen to some Rise Against.
I went back through the Unguided's record. It's still pretty good. That still holds up.
I've also been listening to plenty of Eurobeat, as you know. Been listening to that again, and listened to some EDM. Went back through and listened to some Chipsel. Listened to their chiptune stuff. Love their Spectra album. Something I always go back to.
I say chiptune, something that is not something that comes up too often for me anymore.
It's something that's still near and dear to my heart, but I don't listen to it very often because I can't play it around a lot of people.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those genres that people just look at weirdly.
I mean that's because it sounds like it's recorded for like a Sega Genesis or.
Yeah. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And it's good. Like it's actually
it's
really good.
It's just.
It's not everybody's.
It's just not everyone's cup of tea.
It's not my cup of tea.
I've been listening to some Ado as well.
Mm-hmm.
I showed you guys one of their songs last week.
I forgot to check them out. I'm gonna remember that.
And that's about where I've been sitting.
I'll write that down actually. So what do we move into next? Do you want to move into upcomings? We got 'em?
See if we got anything.
Well, we can do upcomings and then news. Want to do that?
But I had news.
You want to do news
I
first?
had an order written down, and we're going completely off of it.
We had an
Alright.
order made up before we started.
And I wrote
We
it
did.
down.
Okay, so where are we going?
Where do we want to go?
We were going to the news, then upcoming.
Okay. So
If we got any news.
I don't.
so Slash is apparently celebrating 15 years of sobriety.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Especially coming out of that era where like drug, sex, and rock and roll was a thing.
I mean, the thing is, like, you say the word Slash, and in my mind, a picture of him with a Les Paul and a bottle of Jack somewhere near him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what pops into my head.
Yep.
So, like, to hear he's been sober for 15 years, I'm like, wow, that's good for him.
Yeah, seriously. That's amazing.
So, yeah. Matt Heffy from Trivium, he tested positive for COVID. He said he's sick, but he's doing better than he thinks he would be had he not been vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright, so I got something pretty interesting here.
here we go.
There's a Norwegian company that is establishing a doomsday vault for music.
Yo.
And they're saying that it can survive underground for up to 1,000 years.
Oh, hell yeah. I feel like that's going to be important. I think music's something we all take for granted.
Yeah. They're saying it's intended to preserve a huge variety of music's most important works, and it's going on to an Arctic island midway between the North Pole and Norway.
That's going to be a big vault.
Music's most important works to whom?
I think just some of the most important things
In like global
just
culture.
in global culture, because from what they're saying, they've got from Australian indigenous music to classics by the Beatles. The Oslo-based
Oh, so
Lyre
they're-
management group claimed the vault, dubbed the Music Global Vault, will endure for at least 1,000 years.
So they're trying to cover all bases. That's going to be a big ass vault.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, because if I consider Ski Mask the Slump God essential for my own sanity. Yeah.
They're saying their goal is to be open to all kinds of music. They don't want to just protect a certain genre and certain era.
Okay.
Good, because
Good.
that would be dumb.
So it looks like
counterintuitive.
Looks like they're saying they're going for the most precious and loved music from all over the world, and
Well, I can't see them not throwing in Metallica or somebody in there.
Well,
Yeah, Metallica's definitely going to be in there.
so I can definitely see like the big name bands are definitely going to go into that vault.
Oh,
that
yeah.
everyone knows about because they help shape the world now.
The big four are definitely going in.
Could,
A lot of stuff from the European from the European invasions going in.
Could you imagine going into that vault and listening to Faucet Failure? Just be like, why is this here? Could you imagine though if
God.
like ostriches go extinct
Right.
and then like here's Ski saying I'm flyer than an ostrich.
What the
The
fuck
hell-
is an ostrich?
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
does the research.
It
Okay.
can't fly. What does he even mean by that?
God, that's
That'll be interesting.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wonder what the approval process for that is for the music they're putting in there.
Right.
Hendrix or better.
You have to.
If it's not Hendrix or better, it's not going in.
Oh boy, that would be a short list. That would be a very short list.
Beethoven? No? Okay.
Can you imagine someone being in their approval room? It's like, what's this, Beethoven? Who's this guy?
It's not better than Hendrix.
Who's this
Throw it
nerd?
away.
Look at this nerd. It's just a piano. Psh, where's the lyrics, nerd?
Right.
Is it so?
I wonder if they're going to have any kind of context attached to the music to show how important it was, or if it's just going to be the music.
I feel like you'd need context.
Yeah.
Because
Because
There's a good
listening
amount
to
in-
stuff that was like made in like the 1920s
Yeah.
in modern context, you're like,
Because at that point, if there's no context, you can throw anything in the vault
Yeah.
and be
'Cause, I
like,
mean-
"Hey, this is important."
yes, this is important.
Because, I mean, yeah, Beethoven is good, but if you don't have the context for who he was and what he did, then it
Right.
doesn't make as much of a difference to you.
Or a group like the Beatles.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
or the Who or somebody.
The Beatles have to be in there.
Like it,
The
there,
Who.
you got to have context, otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose of preserving the material.
Robert Johnson should be in there for the amount of influence he's conducted.
Van Halen, Elton John,
Mhm.
Of course.
they should all be in there. Yeah, just stuff like that. Like that's, yeah, I can definitely see it. That's still cool though.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go to an actual like music museum of through the eras.
Oh yeah,
That would be fun, actually.
yeah.
Maybe we should look into that. See if there's one close enough.
Field trip.
Yeah, I'm down.
Next Music Shack podcast is brought to you live from the Music Museum.
We wish. Well, there's a music museum. It's not through the ages. It's actually just a music store that's overpacked with instruments.
Right, which you've been in.
Yeah. Anyway,
Continuing, back on our regular
All right.
stuff.
so Double XL released their 2021 freshman class. Flo Milli, Ian Dior,
Ooh,
Koi Leray, Blast is on there. 42 Doug, Murray, or Maury, how do you pronounce his name?
Moray maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Moray Eel.
Ruby Rose is on there. Pooh Shiesty's on there.
Okay.
Toozy's on there.
Yeah.
Leica is on there. DDG and Nick Mara.
Oh. Okay.
Nick Mara's the curator.
Oh, I was
Okay.
gonna say.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So yeah,
What about you, Bruce? You have anything
he just
Nothing
had a
else.
1,000-year music vault that we just talked about.
other than
That's-
that?
Nothing else at the moment.
Okay.
So,
I believe we can move on if you don't have anything, 'cause I don't.
Bring Me the Horizon have their own vegan barbecue sauce
Oh.
called Sicko Juice.
Nice.
It's
Now I want to try it just for the sake of trying it. Vegan barbecue sauce
yeah
from
so-
Bring Me the Horizon. It's something you don't expect.
It sells for 10 pounds a pop, which is roughly $14
Okay,
US.
it's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
You figure with a name like them strapped to it,
Yeah,
be a lot more. But all right.
it happens. All right.
So, moving on then.
Yeah, we can move on. Where are we moving to?
Moving on to some upcoming music.
Moving on.
All right.
Before the 9th, right? Duh,
Yes.
Man, I do not have a lot on this list.
I don't either.
I'll kick us right off. For the 9th of July, Halfwave is dropping Mythopoetics. Museum of Love is dropping Life of Mammals.
Speaking of museums,
The Goon Sax is dropping Mirror 2.
see the goon sacks.
The Goon Sax.
Oh God.
And the Wallflowers are dropping Exit Wounds.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I may have to check that.
All right. I got another short list. Vince Staples is dropping Vince Staples.
Oh, self-titled.
Mm.
IDK is dropping Use For Yourself.
Really?
And Snow Allegra is dropping Temporary Highs in Violet Skies.
I'm interested.
Yeah. Yeah. Short list, but interesting.
Yeah. So I have Domination Campaign with Onward to Glory, Hardline with Heart, Mind, and Soul, LA Guns with a live album called Cocked and Loaded. Mayhem is dropping an EP called Atavistic Black Disorder / Commando. Musk Ox with Inheritance.
Okay.
And Powerwolf with Call of the Wild. I'm checking out at least 2 of these on here.
I'm checking out Powerwolf.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like a Bruce album.
I'm also going to check out Domination Campaign. And I'm going to see what else is out there that's not on this. There's got to be something.
Okay. So I guess we'll move on to the Billboard charts.
Take a look at that.
Since we're doing things backwards.
Yeah.
Not completely backwards, but
Partially.
There's a method to this madness.
there's no method. It's just madness.
Purely madness.
All right. I'll start off with the artist charts.
Okay.
Number 1 is Tyler, the Creator. Number 2 is Olivia Rodrigo. Number 3 is Doja Cat. Number 4 is BTS. Number 5 is The Weeknd. Number 6 is Ed Sheeran. Number 7 is Lil Baby. Number 8 is Luke Combs. Number 9 is The Baby. And number 10 is Dua Lipa.
All right. Taking a look at the Hot 100 for the week of July 10th. Number 1, we got Butter by BTS. At number 2, we've got Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. Number 3, we've got Kiss Me More by Doja Cat.
Rather not.
At number 4, we got Levitating by Dua Lipa. At number 5, with a new entry, we got Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran. At 6, we got Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic.
That's still going strong.
At 7, we've got
Good music's
Peaches by
good
Justin Bieber. At 8, we've got Montero by Lil Nas X. At 9, we've got Save Your Tears by The Weeknd. And at 10, we got Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo.
All right. And for our final chart, the album 200. Number 1 is a new entry from Tyler, the Creator with Call Me If You Get Lost.
Hey.
New entry at number 2 is Doja Cat with Planet Her. Down to 3 is Olivia Rodrigo with Sour. Down to 4 is Lil Baby and Lil Durk with The Voice of the Heroes. Down to 5 is Polo G with Hall of Fame. Number 6 is Morgan Wallen with a double album. Somehow. He's still in the top 10. He has not dropped out of it, like, at all. Number 7 is Migos with Culture 3. Up to 8 is Bo Burnham with the songs from the Inside Special. Dua Lipa is at number 9 with Future Nostalgia. And up to 10 is Justin Bieber with Justice.
All right.
That'll be our billboards for the week. Which is going to wrap up episode 50 of the Music Shack podcast.
Alrighty.
So we changed things up a little bit this week, but I think we're going to stick with this. It seems to work a little better.
Yeah,
You like it?
I do.
I like it.
So this might be how we do things from now on.
So, if you want to keep up with us and try to stay up to track of what we're doing, follow us over on Twitter at Music Shack Pod.
We share a brain between him and I. It's all right.
It's terrible. All right.
You can find us on all major listening platforms.
Yes.
So if you don't fancy us on YouTube, you can find us on Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else we are listed. I don't remember offhand, but
Yeah, I'd have to bring it up.
so yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in for another week,
You're
and enjoy the noise. We'll see you next week.
all right. He said enjoy the noise, so you know what that means. It's like a goddamn echo chamber in here. Why? Oh shit. Alright. I normally cut this anyways. It's
I know.
cool. We get shit.